Hello everyone. This is Digital Investment Journal Japan. In this edition, we will be discussing the topic INX, incredibly high payouts. It could be the turning point of your life if you don't know about it. Let me conclude by stating the conclusions I wish to convey. 1. The INX token is a legitimate security recognized by the US SEC. 2. Holders of INX tokens receive an annual distribution. 3. The distribution is defined as 40% of INX's operating cash flow. 4. Incredibly high dividend payouts. You can get an overview by watching this Digital Investment Journal Japan. Please continue watching. I think the INX is making great moves. About Digital Investment Journal Japan. We recommend it for the following people. Those who want to invest in something different from existing investments such as stocks and real estate. Those who want to try asset building in the future. Those who want to invest in data infrastructure assets that will support the digital money and data society. We provide recommended information for the above people. First, a note of caution. Investments are at your own risk. Please be aware of this. Apart from this channel, we also do a newsletter. The newsletter is in Japanese, but please use the website translation. The newsletter was first written in October 2022. We have distributed a total of over 120 articles. It is currently November 2024, so it has been ongoing for about 2 years since we began writing. Back numbers are also available for viewing. Please use this URL or QR code to access the newsletter site. Let me briefly introduce myself. I am in my 30s. I worked for a large company for 15 years. I have already retired. I have experienced various kinds of work. Currently, I am particularly interested in gathering information about the digitalizing society. As I research, I realize that there are various efforts being made around the world towards a tokenized economy and digital currency. This is why I have started sending out newsletters and videos. This is a brief introduction of myself. The information provided here is based on an article distributed in November 2022. If you would like to view the article in text form, please access here to view back numbers of the article. In the back issue articles, we have included several reference sites about INX. Please take a look at those reference sites as well. This is contents. 1. INX tokens are securities approved by the US SEC. 2. Check 40% operating cash flow distribution in the document. 3. Total quantity of INX token is 200 million. 4. Let your fantasies of high dividends grow. Please watch to the end. Please subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. I will explain that INX tokens are securities approved by the US SEC. INX tokens are security tokens registered with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The US Securities and Exchange Commission is an independent agency of the US federal government that oversees and regulates the securities markets. It is abbreviated as SEC. Companies issuing securities in the US must be approved by the SEC. After INX approved by the US SEC for issue securities, the company raised funds by issuing the security token INX in 2021. According to reference information, the number of people who have invested in the company is over 7,300, and the investors are located in a total of 75 countries. The company has raised $83.6 million. INX is an ATS dealing in security tokens and crypto assets. Trading is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, worldwide. INX tokens, which are security tokens, are bought and sold on the INX platform. Here is a screenshot. If you are interested, please visit the website first. Let's move on. We will check the documentation for the 40% distribution of operating cash flow. INX files the documents it is required to file with the SEC. The various filings can be viewed on a system called Edgar. In this issue, I would like to open this document, Form 20F, and refer to the statements in the annual report for the year 2023. There is also a prospectus, Form 424B, to check other descriptive items. If you open the Form 20F, you will find a statement entitled Annual Report for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2023. Let's take a look at the contents of this report. On page 60, there is a statement regarding distributions to INX token holders. Zoom in on the blue underline. Here is a quote. Holders of INX tokens are entitled to receive an annual pro-rata distribution of 40% of the company's cumulative net cash flow from operating activities, excluding any cash proceeds from an initial sale by the company of an INX token, adjusted operating cash flow. The distribution is calculated on an annual basis and paid on or before April 30th to parties, other than the company or its subsidiaries, that hold INX tokens on the preceding March 31st. This is well declared in the documents filed with the SEC. The following is an image of this distribution to INX token holders over time. This is distribution timeline. It is important to determine whether the company will have positive operating cash flow at the close of the fiscal year on December 31, 2024. If the operating cash flow is positive and a distribution is made, the INX token holder as of March 31, 2025 will be entitled to the distribution. The distribution will be made on April 30, 2025. The same mechanism is defined for the next fiscal year, 2025, and 2026, every year. For your information, the cumulative adjusted operating cash flow for FY 2023 was negative $64.5 million, so no distributions have been made yet. If this number becomes positive, we will be able to make a distribution. Later in this video, we will post the distribution fantasy value, so please watch to the end. Next, I will explain that the total quantity of INX tokens is 200 million. Now we will look at the prospectus filed with the SEC on Form 424B. In it, there is a statement regarding the total number of INX tokens. Here is a quote. 200 million INX tokens have been created. There is no mining of INX tokens and there is no other means of creating new INX tokens. INX tokens are issued using the Ethereum network. As shown in this screen, the max total supply is 200 million tokens. And the number of INX token holders is 9,922. Here is a comparison of the number of INX token holders as of 2022 and 2024. On the left is the screen capture from 2 years ago in November 2022 when we published the newsletter. The right side is a screen capture captured for the video distribution this time in November 2024. You can see that the number of INX token holders has increased by 489 in about 2 years. This is a bit confusing. The total quantity of INX tokens is defined at 200 million. Currently, 130 million of those tokens are being offered. This is the result of INX raising funds from investors by issuing 130 million securities called INX tokens. Thus, by definition, the total quantity is 200 million. But 130 million are being offered. Here is a capture of the website showing that INX had issued 130 million security tokens. Currently, INX tokens are traded on the secondary market on INX's platform. So, finally, let's indulge our fantasies of high dividends. Let's see what the operating cash flow of stock exchanges and crypto asset exchanges is for reference. I have referenced the operating cash flows of these exchanges on Yahoo Finance. The numbers on the right are the smallest. INX is still a small company compared to these existing exchanges. Therefore, we assume an operating cash flow of 0.1%. We want to adopt a number that is easy to calculate, so we will use $100 million. Let us imagine that INX's operating cash flow for the year is $100 million. The formula can be expressed as shown in the figure. The dividend is calculated to be approximately 30 cents per INX token. Let's list how much of a distribution INX token holders will receive when INX's operating cash flow for a given year reaches $100 million. We have arranged them by the number of INX tokens held. Distributions are made once a year. For a 100 token holding, the distribution is $30. For a 1,000 token holding, $300. For a 10,000 token holding, $3,000. For a 50,000 token holding, $15,000. For 100,000 token holding, $30,000. That's amazing, and depending on the number of tokens held, the distribution can be tremendous. Let's take a look at the current INX token price to get an idea of how many INX tokens you could own with the amount of money you have. The current INX token price is approximately 16 cents. For ease of calculation, we will assume 20 cents. The number of tokens given as an example on the previous page is shown again. The investment required to hold each number of tokens would be as follows. 100 tokens, you would need to invest $20. 1,000 tokens, you will need to invest $200. 10,000 tokens, you will need to invest $2,000. 50,000 tokens, you will need to invest $10,000. 100,000 tokens, You will need to invest $20,000. The INX token price is subject to change at any time depending on market trading conditions and should be used as a reference only. Imagine what would happen if you held 10,000 INX tokens. Here is a variation of INX's operating cash flow for 1 year. If the operating cash flow is $100 million, the distribution is $3,000. If $500 million, the distribution is $15,000. If $1,000 million, distribution of $30,000. For $2,000 million, a distribution of $60,000. As INX's operating cash flow increases, the amount of the distribution will also increase. What do you think? Will the first distribution be in April 2025, April 2026, or April 2027? That's very interesting. What would happen if INX's public recognition increases, INX's performance becomes strong, including an increase in the number of transactions on the platform, and high dividends are realized? The price of INX tokens may rise as well. You will have to think about this for yourselves. Investing is a tricky business, with timing of when to buy and when to cut your losses. It is important to consider whether you should invest or not, depending on your own financial resources. Even if you do not invest, I hope that this article has given you a good opportunity to learn about a new investment target, security tokens. I think the INX is making great moves. If you are interested in information, please see the newsletter back issues on the next page. We have listed back number articles related to INX. Please take a look if you are interested. Finally, let us summarize our conclusions. 1. The INX token is a legitimate security recognized by the US SEC. 2. Holders of INX tokens receive an annual distribution. 3. The distribution is defined as 40% of INX's operating cash flow. 4. Incredibly high dividend payouts. That is all. How was this video? We will continue to distribute videos in the future. If you can't wait for the video, please visit the newsletter website to view back number articles. You can access from this URL or QR code. This concludes the video. Thank you very much.